Hello and welcome to another 9-minute Bible study. Our starting point is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 11 to 13. For the foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Jesus Christ. Now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. In our first 3 lessons, we established that the foundation of the church is Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. In our last lesson, we saw that the gold, the first building material of the church, is a belief in what Jesus did. That Jesus died on the cross, shed his blood for our forgiveness, that God raised Jesus from the dead the 3rd day. This is how our salvation is established. In this lesson, we're going to focus more on what Jesus is doing right now. Right now, Jesus is on the right hand of the Father, having ascended to the Father, where he is helping us, the believers, and he is helping us as a church. In the book of John, chapter 14, verse 16, 17, and 18, we read, "And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it sees him not, neither knows him. But you know him, for he dwells with you and shall be in you. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you." So what is Jesus establishing here? That he will ascend back to the Father. And once he does this, he will send the Holy Ghost to help the believers live this life. And he is going to send the Holy Ghost to help the church be powerful and mighty. After Jesus said these words, he went to the cross, shed his blood, paid our sin debt. Then God raised him from the dead. 40 days later, he ascended back to the Father. Before Jesus ascended, he said the following in Acts chapter 1, verse 4 and 5. "And being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of the Father, which, saith he, you have heard of me. For John truly baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Holy Ghost not many days hence." So Jesus is ascending back to the Father. Then he is going to send back the promise of the Father, the Holy Ghost, something he had already taught the disciples about. Acts 1:8, "But ye shall receive power. After that the Holy Ghost is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and into the uttermost parts of the earth." So Jesus, he is ascending. He is sending back the Holy Ghost. Why? For the believers and the church to operate in Holy Ghost power. 10 days later, what happened? Acts chapter 2, verse 1. "And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Ghost, and began to speak with other tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance. What is Jesus doing right now? He is baptizing his believers with the Holy Ghost, with the evidence of speaking with tongues. Now, why is Jesus doing this? One, to help the believers live this life. Two, to give the church power to operate. When the church has the Holy Ghost, we should operate in Holy Ghost power. This is the plan of Jesus. This is what he wants to do right now. He wants to help us live our life, and he wants to empower us at a church to reach as many souls as possible. Let's move on. The book of John, 1 John chapter 2. The first thing Jesus did, he is what? Baptizing with the Holy Ghost. In the book of 1 John chapter 2, it starts saying, "My little children, these things write I unto you, that ye sin not." Now this is an obvious one. We as believers, we are not to sin. We all understand that one, right? But somewhere along the line, most of us, well, all of us, we're going to fall into the trap and we're going to sin. Does that mean we are separated from the love of God? Hardly. What is the last part of 1 John chapter 2, verse 1? "And if any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God, Jesus Christ the righteous." Jesus, right now, he is our advocate with the Father, which means he is pleading our case. The enemy of the brethren, he accuses us of everything under the sun. But none of it applies. Why? Because Jesus, the Son of the living God, is our advocate. He is the one pleading our case. In the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 33, what does it say? "Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It is God that justifies. Who is he that condemns? It is Christ that died, yea rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of God, who makes intercession for us." Jesus, he ascended back to the Father after the resurrection. And now, when the enemy accuses us of anything, it is Jesus pleading our case. That's what he is doing right now. He is pleading your case, my case, to the Father. Because God raised Jesus from the dead, because he ascended back to the Father, Jesus is pleading our case to the Father. There is so much that Jesus is doing right now. But as far as we are concerned, we are baptized with the Holy Ghost because Jesus is on the right hand of the Father, and Jesus is making intercession for us because he's on the right hand of the Father. This is an important building ingredient, the silver. And with this being a part of the church, we will be strong in the Lord. In our next lesson, we're going to look at what Jesus is doing right now.